Hey FIBO friends and family, welcome to the FIBO Focus Podcast. I am Sarah Kiriconi, your host, and I am honored to present this monthly FIBO USA series. This informative and energetic podcast will feature trending topics in the industry and deliver educational insights combined with the stories of our invited industry experts and FIBO fam members. Welcome back to FIBO Focus, family and friends. Today I have Mara Hoskin on the show, an AFAA Master Trainer. And I cannot wait to delve into this interview. What an incredible energy and knowledge. So we're going to jump into it. Today's focus is a hot topic on overcoming gym intimidation. Mara, thank you so much for being on this podcast, FIBO Focus, with us.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I'm very honored.
I've loved your energy from our initial start of interaction and email. So I'm sure that all of our listeners out there are going to get that from you as well. And your years of experience in the fitness world. So that's actually where I want to start off. If you can tell me a little bit about your fitness journey and story. Where did you start and how did you get to where you are today?
Well, I actually kind of got pushed into it in 1982. In California. I'm a California girl. I'm from California. Kind of got pushed in it. Didn't really know what I was doing. When I moved to San Diego, I met some people, and a young lady by the name of Lynn Frank hired me to teach this thing called aerobics. And I had no idea what I was doing, but with my background, I used to be a professional cheerleader. So I wasn't a shy person. So when they said get up in this cute outfit and dance, I was like, I'm on it. So that's how I got into it. And then other people in my career, like Tammy Lee Webb, Angie Bunch, Donna Richardson, they made me who I am as an instructor.
Tell me more on that, how they made you who you are as an instructor. What did you learn from?
Well, Tammy Lee Webb, I get chills when I think about her because I love her. I'm just so indebted. This young lady had seen me teaching, and I think I'd only been teaching about 6 months or so. No, it actually is a little bit longer than that because this was in 92. And she's like, Mara, you need to teach at IDEA. And I'm like, okay, what? And then I'm asking my girlfriends, what is IDEA? Because I had no idea about the convention thing. She's like, go on and put in your application. I put the application in and I was selected. She wrote a reference letter. And it was the first time I'd ever presented at a major convention. And it was in Minneapolis. And it was phenomenal. But it was her belief in me, her showing me what to do as a presenter, how to present, how to talk, when not to talk, how to stand, how to, project. She taught me all of that.
Now, for those listeners at home, Tammy Lee Webb is a big deal in the fitness world. I would assume that's, what you're pulling from Tammy and your other inspirational sources, correct?
Yes. She just had so much belief in me when I didn't have it myself. She did my first videos, sent me to Italy and did videos there. But she just had so much belief in me as an instructor that I didn't even know that I had.
What did you do for videos in Italy? Because that's fascinating. I do videos in my own home now or whenever I'm traveling. So to think I'm like getting on a plane to film specific videos in Italy is like, how can I take part in that?
Well, I used to have an agent, and her name was Randy Goldman, and she used to be my agent, and she collaborated with Tammy Lee, and they sent me over there. But this is when it was not DVDs, it was VHS, and she had a
millennials listening at home. We'll go over that in another podcast.
But she had this service called Choreography Club, and it was a monthly thing. And she would bring in presenters, whether it was Madonna Grimes or Thea White or whoever the case may be, Charlotte Williams, and they would do a video, and it was distributed through Power Music. But yeah, Tammy Lee she did actually 2 videos of me. One was on step and one was on funk tech, which is what I'm really famous for, hip hop.
Now tell me about that, because that's where I was going to go next. What are you most famously known for in fitness? What do you teach?
Hip hop and funk.
Kickboxing, I know, but if you were to tell me what hip hop and funk is, take me through like a mini version of a class if you were instructing me. Don't ask me to get up and do it though right now because I'm a little tight. But
well, funk and hip hop are similar, but they're different. Funk is, you can think of it as kind of like high-low with a little bit of rhythm. Hip hop is more down. So if you're a dancer, if you're a ballet dancer, you're thinking about funk because you're more up. Hip hop is more down, where you're getting down into it. Whether you're a Milo Lavelle or a Carl Powell, you're more grounded, and it's more syncopation in hip hop than there is in funk. Because funk is usually 1, 2, 3, 4. Hip hop is and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
You ready? And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Yeah. I need to take one of your classes. Now let's jump into, speaking of intimidation when it comes to either dancing or classes. What's one of the biggest things that you see with people who are new to either going to the gym or taking a class?
Well, it depends on their stage of change. It really does. It depends on where they are in their mindset. And you could think about the 5 stages of change, whether it's pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, or maintenance. But depending on where they are in that process, will get them in the door. If they're just in the pre-contemplation stage, they're just thinking about, yeah, I need to get fit one day. They're not thinking about doing it anytime soon. In the contemplation stage, they're probably thinking about doing it like within the next month. So they might start changing their eating habits. They might start buying new outfits, things like that. In the preparation stage, that's where they're actually going to buy a gym membership, talk to a trainer, and start going into the gym. But that's the part where gym intimidation really come in the preparation stage.
So tell me about that, because as a trainer, how do you take clients or individuals through those stages successfully?
By communication. If the trainer or the group exercise instructor takes time to talk to that person, like when somebody's coming into the gym and you've never seen that person, it depends on what type of person you are, first of all, let me correct that. If it were me and I saw somebody I've never seen before coming into the gym, I would say, hey, come on in. Are you coming to take my class? It just depends on the type of person you are. But if you're a trainer or if you're a group exercise instructor, your main goal is to educate, motivate, and inspire somebody. So if you're not doing that, just walking into the gym, you're not doing what your passion is really telling you to do. Does that make sense?
It does to me. Educate, motivate, and inspire. And those are 3 powerful words that, as any teacher or instructor, so I taught fitness and yoga for many years. And it's the same thing. You need to also read the individual. I've been in athletics my whole life, but you need to read the individual in order to match where they are. So I think that's really powerful to share those 3 words because it's you become in a lot of ways a personalized therapist sometimes,
exactly,
but also the motivator, and you're playing the role of the fitness professional. So I think that's that you're saying that communication is first and foremost key for helping a client to overcome gym intimidation is crucial to many trainers that are listening out there. If you were to go ahead.
No, I'm like, and if you just look at the stats, 2/3 of Americans are overweight, 1/3 are obese. In 2017, there were like 40,000 gyms within the United States. A lot of the gyms aren't getting the members in because people are scared to go into the gym if they're in that category of obesity or overweight because they don't want to be judged. Because intimidation, all the word intimidation means is fear. So they're fearful for going in that gym. First of all, just to drive to a gym takes a lot of courage. Then you're sitting there watching these beautiful people go into the gym, and none of them probably look like you. So then you're sitting there talking to yourself. You're going to talk yourself out of the situation. You might drive back home. You might come back the next day and go through that process again.
So do you work with clients out of the gym as well?
I do. Okay. I do mobile training as well as in the gym.
How does the mobile training work?
That is really, really good because those are the people, the clients that I have, the 3 that I have that I do mobile training. Then I have 2 that are celebrity clients that I actually will fly to them because I fly for free. But it's easier for them because they are the ones that feel intimidated in the gym, not because of their weight, but because they don't know how to use the equipment. If I tell them I need you to get on the elliptical, then I'm going to have to walk them through what the elliptical is. So then I might have to go in the gym and show them. And I'm not going to go into a gym they are a member at, because I don't want to cross that line of personal training in a gym that I'm not an employee or independent contractor of. So I don't cross that line. So it's easier for me to train them at home, because I don't need to teach them about the equipment that's in the gym, because they purchase the equipment that I need them to have.
Creates a flexibility and an intimacy as well.
Yes.
So I think that's a great idea that you're doing. And just for listeners to know, Mara's also a flight attendant. That's why she flies for free. It's not the private jet life or anything. She's a flight attendant. So, but if you have a private jet, you can come and pick me up.
Just tell all my business.
Well, I think the mobile training, and I think that's, do you see more and more of that happening in the future?
Actually, I see more virtual training in the future. Whether it's Zoom, Facebook Live, I see more of that in the future versus mobile training.
Maybe define the difference of the two of those then, because I think you're correct, but maybe you can tell me a little how you see the difference between mobile training and virtual training.
Okay, well, virtual training, first of all, is way easier for me with my lifestyle, because if I'm in the gym, if I'm in the hotel at night on an overnight, and a client, has rescheduled because I was going to go to their home and train them, now I could just turn on my phone or turn on my iPad and train them right then and there. So if they're in their pajamas, they're comfortable, they know it's just me and them. So that's easier for them versus me getting in the car, driving an hour to get to them, train for an hour, and then drive back an hour. I've lost 3 hours. If I'm in the hotel, just flip it on and I'm done in an hour. And then I can keep on with whatever I'm doing. So I gained 2 hours actually doing virtual training versus mobile training.
Okay, so that helps to distinguish between the two. Mobile training being you travel to them, and virtual training being pretty much like we're doing right now over a call with a screen. And we can say, try this or do this, or yes, that's the correct posture and positioning. Okay.
Correct.
I see a lot of that happening too in the future, for sure, with virtual training, definitely.
And back in the early 90s, there used to be a gym called Family Fitness Center, and it became 24-hour. But they were experimenting way back in the early 90s with gyms teaching Group X on screen. Just, go into the Group X room, flip on whatever format it was, and the participants followed right then and there. It's starting to come full circle again. I'm starting to see that in gyms.
Interesting. So it's just the screen, but it's in gyms as well, instead of having the one-on-one instructor.
Exactly.
What is your thoughts on technology? Technology is amazing. And speaking of technology, we've also experimented with 360. Have you tried that before? Fitness?
I've not.
So you would have a headgear on and you would be moving, not like a high intensity exercise, of course, or dance, but we've tried it with yoga before, and you'll film it in a 360 view. So you can see you can pause the video and see every angle where the positioning of the hand goes. So I think in that realm, technology can be really incredible to teach us and make it really excuse proof, right? No excuses for not being able to find the fitness when you have, like you said, the right communication team behind you and the mindset.
That's accountability to the fullest. Okay.
Now tell me about your motto for fitness for everyone. If you can explain to me how that resonates for you and really what it means to you.
Well, I'm a very positive person. So my motto, whether it's fitness or in life, is simple. Positive thoughts bring positive actions. Negative thoughts bring negative actions. So if you start filling your head with, oh my God, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, then you're never going to get to where you are. But if you start filling your head and your heart and your mind with, I need to get healthier, I'm not concerned about the weight, I just want to get healthier for the inside. Because that's what a lot of people mess up. They think it's all about, I need to lose weight. It's not about the weight. It should be about the health. So if they start thinking, oh my God, I need to get my heart stronger. I need to work on my bones. My doctor said my bone density was horrible. So positive thoughts bring positive action. Negative thoughts bring negative actions. That's my motto, and has been. Also been on my business cards for the last 20 years. That's my motto in life.
That's a positive, really powerful line. And I've struggled with eating disorders in the past, and a lot of people ask me today, how do I get fit? How do I stay lean? How do I lose weight? And the message you said about finding what healthy is exactly the
Yes,
answer that I give back to them as well. There's no number, and there's no food
exactly.
regime that's going to help. And what I do for fitness is going to be completely different from what you do
Different.
for fitness. So your
Exactly.
message is just so, I love it. I love it.
No, it comes from the heart.
You can tell because you're really strong, and it comes out so fluidly that I think that's a great take home message from this entire share, is really define what your own health is, and it's putting that in your mind for each decision that you make. Thank you for that, Mar.
Oh,
The
you're
last
very,
part
very
that I
welcome.
want the last part that I want to jump into is, tell me about your experience with FIBO, because that's where we're here on FIBO Focus, and we're connecting for both of our involvement with FIBO. How have you been involved with FIBO in the past, and what do you have upcoming plans for FIBO in 2020 and beyond?
Well, I was first introduced because Fred Hoffman is a dear, dear friend of mine. I love him dearly. I've known him for years. We probably presented in different countries over the past 20, maybe even 25 years. And I've always seen on his page where he was talking about Germany, FIBO. It's like, what is it? But it never sparked my interest because it was overseas. And our director over AFAA, who's over the master trainers, had sent out an email to go ahead on and submit to present at FIBO. So I was like, okay, I'll go on and put it in. So me and a counterpart put the application in, and we were accepted. I think it was only 3 or 4 of us that were accepted from the AFAA side of the family. And when I went, I immediately fell in love with it because I loved the intimacy. I loved how everybody was treated, whether it was the participants or whether it was the presenters or whether there was the exhibitors. Oh my God, the exhibits were just phenomenal. I mean, you guys had things that I'd never seen. I've been to URSA before, but it was just things I had never seen before. And you got to meet from the big wigs all the way down to the volunteers, and everybody just treated you with so much respect. It was just phenomenal. The first year was in Orlando. Last year was in Miami. This year it's going to be in Miami. You best believe I'm putting in my application, but I absolutely love it. If I had a choice to do this convention or that convention, I already know which convention I would do. I am dedicated to you guys. I'm loyal to you guys because you guys treat everybody so nicely. It was a great division. Well, it was a great conglomeration of everything. You had everything. It was just phenomenal. I can't say enough about it. It was just the marketing, everything. Oh God, where do you want me to start?
I'm with you, and I'm smiling the entire time that you're saying this because I have the same sentiments. And it was my first year with FIBO last year, and I said the same thing walking away. I said, wow, what an incredible organization. It's so well put
Yes,
together, such a variety. And it's really, like we were talking about before, fitness for everyone. That's really what FIBO
yes,
is it has something for everyone who wants to be healthier and, being fit in their lifestyle. And I agree with you. So
yes.
you're putting your application in for Miami this year, yes?
You got that right.
Yay. So I'll see you in Miami this upcoming year.
Yes, ma'am. God willing. From your mouth to God's ears.
You'll be there, and we'll see you there. Now, this one's a little more for myself, but any of our traveling fitness warriors out there, any fitness travel tips that you want to share? How do you stay healthy with flying so much? Prep.
Prep. I have so many. In fact, I just got through doing a trip today. And my captain's like, Mara, he noticed my age. He's like, you're not a youngster. I'm like, no. But he's like, but you look like you're in your 20s. It's like, because I prep. I meal prep. I'm generally gone for 4 days, so I will meal prep. My other half, he does not eat the way I do. I eat a certain way because I was having some issues, so I stopped doing meat. I just stopped doing some things. So I cook a certain way for me, and I cook a certain way for him, and I meal prep. I put them in the freezer. We always have a hotel with a refrigerator, so time I get to the hotel, I pop them up in there. I also take equipment with me because you travel a lot as well. And you might go into a gym at a hotel and it might be one treadmill and they call that a fitness center. You can't really get a workout with one treadmill. So I'll take either my TRX, I'll take my bands, I'll take a glider, I'll take whatever I need to take for those 4 days, depending on what I want to work out, whether it's endurance, whether it's strength, whether it's flexibility. I'll take something to carry through. And then when I'm on that plane, before my passengers come on, I do 50 push-ups on every single leg. So if I have 4 legs, I'm getting at least 100 push-ups in that day. So
when you say legs, you don't mean like physical, like body legs. You mean legs meaning travel. Just to clarify for people at home, she means she's got 2 legs. She got 2 legs, but she's doing 50 push-ups using the arms for each flight. I know what you mean, but
and I apologize.
For those long hauls.
It's called preparation. If you prepare, you will be successful. It's when you don't, just like if you go grocery shopping, it's the same concept. If you go grocery shopping when you're hungry, you're not going to walk on the outside of the aisle. You're going right to the middle and you're going to grab every single thing that's unhealthy for you. And I don't mean to offend anybody, but if you go into this grocery store and you nourish your body, then you're just going to walk the outer rims of that grocery store and you're done. So it's called preparation.
Best words that I can go by. What's your favorite go-to meal? Last question.
My favorite go-to meal. Ooh, probably sweet potatoes.
Yes.
Probably sweet potatoes.
I had it on the tip of my tongue. Sweet potatoes with an avocado is one of my favorites for in-flight, and it's TSA friendly. Thank you very much. Yes. So we got to meet up in the skies then soon.
Please do.
We'll share a sweet potato. You're based in Houston, correct? Houston, Texas? Okay.
Yes.
I'm Miami based, but I'll make it a point to pass through Houston coming up. Usually it's Dallas, but I'll tell American Airlines to switch it up.
Well, call me when you do. I'll try to come over and meet you. You're flying out of Terminal A if you come here.
Okay. She's got her whole flight maps mapped out. Mara, where can we find you aside from being up in the skies? Where can we find you for fitness inspiration and updates for events that you'll be at?
Well, I have a website. It's called www.operationsshapeup.com. And that name came because I'm ex-military. So Shape Up is what we always did. They can catch me there. You can always Facebook me. It's under my real name, Mara Hoskin. You can also Twitter me. What is my Twitter? Monty1957.
We're going to link all of those below in the podcast and on this video. So don't worry if you didn't catch all of those. Mara Hoskin, thank you so much for being on this podcast, sharing your insight, your light, your energy, and some really powerful takeaways from today's podcast and interview.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. It was an honor.
Thank you, FIBO Focus family. We'll be in touch soon with our next podcast. Mara, thank you again for being here, and we'll see you in the skies, in the fitness events and upcoming FIBO events.
That wraps up today's episode of FIBO Focus. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. Signing off, your host, Sarah Kiriconi. Talk to you in the next FIBO Focus.